IWTV.
The contest for this evening is a singles match set for one fall.
We are live on the Independent Wrestling Television Network from the American Legion Post in Haltom City, Texas. I'm Sammy Kiss alongside Big Flo. Big Flo, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great, Sammy. What a night of action we have as worlds collide here live in Haltom City, like you said. Starting off hot.
That's right. We are here for Worlds Collide. What a way to kick things off here for Worlds Collide with ASF Antonio San Francisco. We want to thank all of our great sponsors here tonight, including Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots Podcast, who sponsors, there you see him, ASF, who's going to be kicking things off here in our intergender warfare night. So many matches tonight here themed with intergender warfare, Big Flo.
Absolutely. ASF, one of the most popular superstars in Texas and beyond, and what a challenge he has ahead of him tonight.
And she is your new Texas Pro Women's Champion, Raychell Rose.
The self-professed queen of professional wrestling, and you do not want to argue with her about that, Big Flo. The new Texas Pro Women's Champion, getting set to go one-on-one with ASF here to kick things off at Worlds Collide.
I couldn't think of a better way to start this off. The champion in the house.
Everywhere Raychell Rose, she expects all of her minions to bend the knee. We'll see if she'll be able to get ASF to do just that. Raychell Rose wearing that championship proudly around her waist. From House Rose, whether you like her or not, she has been a dominant force in the women's division here at New Texas.
Absolutely.
Is about to step into the intergender arena. We'll see how she fares as the women's champion kicks off her intergender-themed evening.
This one should be very, very special.
And the crowd already firmly behind Antonio San Francisco. Not a lot of love for the queen. Of course, Raychell Rose, a two-time New Texas Pro Women's Champion. She won that championship last fall. The first ever two-time New Texas Pro Women's Champion. And here we go. As you said before, Big Flo, ASF, one of the hottest young superstars in all of professional wrestling. Lincoln, you might miss something here tonight. High-flying action is what Antonio is all about.
All right. Fair enough for both competitors feeling each other out.
Well, with this theme of intergender wrestling, Big Flo, you gotta wonder, a lot of these superstars have never been in this environment. We know that intergender wrestling has taken independent wrestling by storm. You know, like Texas wrestling is becoming quite the hotbed, not just for women's wrestling, but intergender wrestling. And it'll be interesting to see how the superstars here tonight fare being put in this environment. You see Antonio almost feeling out Raychell Rose as she goes into a side headlock there.
Absolutely.
Because usually I've noticed a hesitance for a lot of the male superstars with these competitors, and the women are not going to allow that to not be taken advantage of, especially someone the caliber of our women's champion. Raychell Rose got taken down with a toe hold there. See Antonio already taking control here.
Absolutely, almost like a bow and arrow.
ASF, known for his high-flying antics, but it can battle you on the mat, in the air, beat you in so many different ways.
Ooh. Raychell Rose now working that shoulder.
Raychell Rose. And there you see the quintessential jeers that go in her direction. Raychell Rose are no favors after a wonderful battle between one of the most beloved superstars here in New Texas Pro, Roxy, our former women's champion, went to battle and was upended. Her title reign came to an end thanks to Hyan, and then just when we thought we were going to crown a new champion, Raychell Rose cashed in her #1 contendership to the shock of everyone and beat.
Punch you in the face if you keep doing it.
And ASF talking some trash here to Raychell Rose. I was just saying, defeated Haiyan in a shocking manner to become two-time women's champion. And it's not going to take any of that disrespect from ASF. And now trying to get this crowd to chant "bend the knee" at ASF. It wants nothing to do with it.
Absolutely not. I don't see ASF wanting to bend the knee.
You don't bend the knee to her.
Oh, wait a minute, though.
Oh, look at that. Sweeps the leg.
Can't say that I'm surprised. ASF go back to the rope. Oh, nice cartwheel out of it. Float over. Side by. Head scissors takes Raychell Rose down.
Stunning. Ducks the clothesline.
There you go. And that's that quick blink if you'll miss something action. That is signature ASF.
Watch out now. ASF thinking about flying.
And that's a Fosito. That's the superstar that's taken the independent wrestling by storm. I mean, there are a lot of contenders for the highest of high-flying superstars in all of professional wrestling. Chris Bay comes to mind, a lot of superstars, but ASF is making a name for himself. And it looks like Raychell Rose might have nothing to do with it. Running around the ring, referee needs to get these two back in the ring, and Raychell tries to cut him off there, but
Big enziguri by ASF, and now thinking springboard.
up top! Rose ducks out.
Pulls her up. Oh,
Another kip up from ASF.
big enziguri hooks the leg.
Here's our first cover. Hooks that far leg. Referee saying a 2 count.
ASF saying he counted 5. I'm not sure how fast he counts. Only a 2 count.
And now with ASF again back in control, it'll be interesting to see what kind of technique and strategy ASF will use. And no one now, wait a minute, that was a poke to the eye. Referee saying it was a glancing blow. Raychell Rose said, well, I have nothing to do with it, into a full Nelson here.
Oh, just overpowering ASF, almost throwing him over to the apron.
Oh, and a boot right to the face sends ASF all the way to the outside. These two superstars really match up well, both in height, weight, advantage here. Now back on the outside there.
Absolutely not always the case when it comes to intergender wrestling, having two equally matched competitors, but it's happening right here. Oh. Knife-edge chop.
Over the last couple of years, I mean, Texas has become the cornerstone of professional wrestling in the entire country. They're making a lot of waves, a lot of moves, a lot of changes in the business. And intergender wrestling, women's wrestling, is finally getting the respect and interest that it's arguably deserved for many years here. And Raychell Rose is at the forefront of one of those. Goes for the cover here. Got a 2 count. And changing some of those assumptions that a lot of people make, because a lot of people assume when you put in a man versus a woman matchup that it might be a one-sided affair, but Raychell Rose is showing that that is not the case here.
Ooh. ASF with those open palm strikes. Hits the ropes.
Oh, big super kick. Smell the roses.
Could be
to
it.
ASF.
2.
And a 2 count. And you see the frustration on the face of Raychell Rose there. Connects with that smell the roses. Only got a 2 count.
Snap there by Raychell Rose. Rear chin lock.
And this is smart technique from Raychell Rose. Again, taking advantage, but ASF trying to get back to vertical pace. Even does. As I said, these two so equally matched. Not a lot of leverage that one has over the other here.
Oh.
Raychell Rose using those kicks, those well-educated feet there. Iris whips ASF into the corner.
Oh, she's thinking about using those devastating knees. Oh, high knee. Connects right to the chin of ASF.
And looking to reverse, but again, another whips back in the same corner. This is a dominant display from Raychell Rose.
A basement dropkick right to the back of ASF. He's in a world of hurt. Hooks the leg.
Center of the ring.
2. Oh.
Again, 2 count. ASF barely able to get that right shoulder up. We want to thank all of our fans for joining us here on IWTV for New Texas Pro, the very best professional wrestling in all of Texas, right here at Worlds Collide.
This crowd now cheering on ASF, trying to get that momentum. He battles to his feet.
Break the finger lock. break the hold, which he does. Great separation, but Raychell Rose right back on the attack.
Nasty kitchen sink. Right in the solar plexus and a big clothesline.
Short clothesline, maintains wrist control. Now pulling on the hair. Man, I mean, I'm a little surprised with this, but Raychell is just dominating ASF here.
Absolutely. Another clothesline, not letting go of that hand. Maintaining wrist control on ASF, and like you said, picking him up by his hair.
The referee giving a lot of leeway here for our women's champion. Goes for the third clothesline. This time, ASF counters.
Oh, went to the well one too many times. Ended up with a jawbreaker. Kick to the
zone.
Oh my goodness.
There's Raychell all the way to the ropes. Go behind his ASF. Goes for those head scissors again. Into the side Russian leg sweep.
And a kip up. This is what makes ASF so exciting.
Lion salt, center of the ring. And only a 2 count.
Wow. ASF saying, you got to be kidding me. Very frustrated.
ASF is finally back on top, going up top, and looking maybe for that 450 splash. Back to his opponent, though. Oh, and
no.
Raychell Rose took advantage of it. Crashing and burning to ASF.
Full head of steam. Oh, catches a boot. Does ASF, and now she ducks a clothesline. Able to redirect into the spear.
Into a spear. Folded ASF in half. Cover here.
2.
Oh, it's only a 2 count. Raychell Rose cannot believe it.
What a back and forth contest we're having here.
I mean, this is a pick 'em, and we're just getting things started here. Now Raychell Rose, now wait a minute, Raychell Rose signaling she's going up top. That is not characteristic of Raychell Rose. Taking a page out of the playbook of ASF, going up to the top rope here.
ASF starting to stir.
Trying to hold her balance, holding on to the ceiling there. Great technique, but no, ASF wisely rolled out of the way.
Raychell able to roll through, full head of steam. Oh my goodness, big enziguri right to the back of the head of Raychell Rose.
Puts her up in the fireman carry. Wisely gets out of it. Man, back and forth to go. Goes to smell the roses again. Again, back to the fireman carry position.
Oh, rolling fireman's carry. Sling blade. Oh, big super kick right to the face.
And now, again, ASF goes up to top. If he hits this 450 splash, it is going to be all over for Queen. Well, no, wait a minute.
What?
Bullet Club.
What is going on here?
We talked earlier about how ASF has been making a lot of waves, claiming that he's the best. No, wait a minute. Roll up from Raychell Rose.
Feet on the rope.
Feet on the rope. No, wait a minute.
Raychell Rose steals it.
Raychell Rose.
Off the distraction. We mentioned earlier Chris Bay might have something to say about ASF claiming to be the biggest high flyer in all of professional wrestling today. And Queen Rose, Raychell Rose, the new Texas Pro Women's Champion, gets a big victory in shocking fashion here.
A very frustrated ASF remains in the ring as our new Texas Pro Champion, Raychell Rose.
Whether you love her or you hate her, Raychell Rose knows how to get the job done. A huge victory to kick things off here at Worlds Collide for New Texas Pro.
But the bigger story, what does this mean? The Bullet Club interfering in this match, essentially, from afar.
ASF, we're giving more questions than we're giving answers, but I know ASF put in one hell of a fight. But clearly the Bullet Club, and I gotta believe Chris Bay has an invested interest in young Antonio San Francisco.